Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video. We're just going to do a quick update before we get the CPI print, which is coming out in a few hours from when I'm shooting this video. It should be a pretty nice day for BTC overall, man. Whether we pump or we dump, we'll talk about a couple of our options here, but whether we pump or we dump, it should be an exciting day for the crypto space and the stock space and pretty much everything. All right, so let's jump onto the video. If you guys are new to the stream, or video, I'm just used to streaming, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's jump on into it. So we know we got the August CPI print coming out today. All right, I want to go back and look at when the last couple times that we had these news events and maybe see if we have any good, maybe a little bit of an intuition on maybe what could happen next. All right, so firstly, I want to say that Bitcoin is kind of making some type of ascending triangle pattern where we're getting these horizontal resistance points where we're coming up and testing the same points on the top side, albeit we got a slight deviation to the upside here. But we are coming to test this like $24,200 level, which Bitcoin cannot just break. At the same point on the bottom side, we are coming up and making higher lows as the price comes up and tests this resistance every single time, which is a classic ascending triangle pattern as we're looking at it. Okay, now I went back and I labeled when the last couple big news events for basically the U.S. economy came in, right? So we had the July CPI come in down here. Okay, at that July CPI, before we got that announcement, Bitcoin dropped about 16%. And as soon as we got that announcement, the bottom was in, we bounced off support level, and we ended up coming back up and making higher highs. Okay, now I wanted to look at the same point on the July rate hike, which Bitcoin ended up dropping before then about 15%. We got the rate hike announcement, and then we ended up pumping up and making a higher high again, albeit a very small higher high. But that's the whole point of an ascending triangle. You're getting that horizontal resistance. Okay, now we find ourselves in another big news announcement where we got this right here. We haven't dropped as significantly. We've dropped about 6%, but that's because we're in an ascending triangle. We're getting higher lows, right? So you're expecting the dumps to be smaller, albeit. Okay, so now you came back down. You came back down, test the support. Not only do we have support right there, but we're also coming in and finding support on that 200 EMA on the 4-hour time frame, which tends to always be some pretty good support, guys. So we're finding some good support there. Here's the two scenarios that we need to watch out for. I'm a big believer in looking at the market as if this happens, then this. If this happens, then this. Okay, not so much of this is 100% going to happen because anything can happen in this market. Okay, here's the two scenarios. We'll start with the bullish scenario. We get great news today. All right, if you look up here, we do still have this vector candle. If you guys watch Traders Reality, awesome guy, you guys go check him out. We do have this red vector candle up to the upside, which shows that Bitcoin could come back up and take this liquidity. Basically what this shows, this is a high volume candle. We have a lot of shorts that came in right here. You'd expect the market to come back and liquidate some shorts or hit some stop losses on those shorts. So at least a move to the upside, right? So the bullish scenario, we come back up and we at least come back up and retest about 24,200 one more time. Okay, now if we do that over the course of today, we'll come back tomorrow. We'll look at some upwards targets, a few upwards targets. I'm looking at like 25,500. We'll look at in the next chart. But that's sort of my bullish scenario is we get good news today. We come back up. We take this red vector candle. We at least test the resistance and see if we have enough juice to break that on this next try to the upside. All right. Bearish scenario, and this is what I think most people watching this video, unless you want the price to go down. I know a lot of people want the price to go down right now. They want lower prices to be able to accumulate again, to get a second chance at accumulate some of these lower levels like 18K, 19K, 20K, because you didn't last time. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge. You guys do what you want to do. I hope you get a second chance, because then I'll get a second chance too. It is what it is. But here's the thing. If we do end up breaking this today, maybe Bitcoin gets a little bit of a pump and dump, what it usually does on this news announcements, and it comes back down here. All right, we don't, at least I don't really want to do that. That could end up being a little bit of an interesting point for BTC if this comes back down. All right, if we go over to our daily chart right here, we know that we are forming our rising wedge formation. Okay, these typically break down 68% of the time. And there's a few levels that I'm looking at if this does break down. The first level I'm looking at is right here around 21,200, 21,500, where we have some previous, if we actually just extend this out like this, right here, we have some previous support and some previous resistance levels coming in right there. So like I said, 21,500 to 21,200 if the price does break down out of this wedge formation, as it usually does. All right. If it breaks that level, I mean, we could be seeing back down to 19K, guys. So I do not want to break down from this today. And quite frankly, just for another update, and why I said that 25.5 would be my upwards target is if this does break out and it breaks this horizontal resistance line that we were just talking about on the previous chart, if we do continue up, at the end of the day, as bullish as I want to be, right? I want to go to the moon. I want to go to the moon. We still got to break out of this wedge formation, right? And we're still in this until the end of the trend is your friend to the end, right? So if it does pump up, I gotta see that we find some resistance up here, 25.5, 25.6, 25.7, depending on where we hit it up here over the course of the next week or so. If we do get bullish news and break up to the upside, where then you would look for a back test to the bottom, and you would hope that Bitcoin does not break it and has enough juice to sort of break out of this wedge to the upside, which means Bitcoin's super bullish. So we have a lot of things that we got to talk about. At the end of the day, today is a big day for not only crypto, but just basically the U.S. economy, and the U.S. economy affects the rest of the world. A big day for economies across the world. All right, so let's see what happens for all our assets today. All right, and not those assets. All right, so I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new. Just a quick update. I'll catch you guys over in the live stream coming up shortly over on my other channel. All right, adios, guys. Peace.